Success is the result of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. This simple truth is the foundation of everything we're going to talk about today. Are you ready to unlock the secrets to achieving everything you've ever wanted in life? Imagine waking up every day with a clear sense of purpose, the drive to push forward, and the confidence to take on whatever challenges come your way. It might seem like a dream, but let me tell you it's possible for you, just like it has been for countless others before you. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful secrets that can help you turn your dreams into reality. These aren't vague ideas or quick fixes. These are concrete, actionable steps you can start using today to create the life you want. Whether your goals are personal, professional, or both, these secrets will give you the tools you need to make real progress. So what are these secrets? Well, I won't leave you hanging. We're going to dive into things like how having a crystal clear vision can drive your success, why self-discipline is the backbone of your progress, and how continuous learning keeps you growing. You'll discover how building strong, supportive relationships can open doors for you, and how taking action every day is the key to making things happen. If you're tired of waiting for the perfect moment or hoping that success will just fall into your lap, then this video is for you. I'm going to give you practical advice that you can start using right now to take control of your future. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have the clarity and the tools to start living the life you've always wanted. Let's get started. Number 1, clarity of vision. Have you ever set out on a journey without knowing where you were going? Imagine standing at the edge of a road, suitcase in hand, but no idea which direction to take. Feels confusing, right? Well, life can be the same way. If you don't know where you're headed, how can you expect to get there? The first secret to achieving everything you want in life is clarity of vision. And trust me, clarity changes everything. It's the foundation upon which success is built. If you're unclear about your destination, you'll wander aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes your way. But when you have a clear vision, you take charge. You become intentional. You become unstoppable. So let's talk about what it takes to create clarity of vision. First, you have to decide exactly what you want. And I mean exactly. It's not enough to say, I want to be successful, or I want to be happy. Those are nice thoughts, but they're not clear goals. You have to define success and happiness in your own terms. What does success look like for you? Is it financial independence? Is it traveling the world? Maybe it's building a family or creating a legacy. Be specific. When I was younger, I had vague dreams of wanting a better life, but that wasn't enough to change anything. One day I sat down and got real with myself. I wrote down exactly what I wanted. I wanted to double my income in 1 year. I wanted to get out of debt. I wanted to save enough money to feel secure. And you know what? That clarity gave me direction. It became my roadmap. Once you've decided what you want, write it down. Don't just keep it in your head, get it on paper. There's something powerful about writing your goals. It forces you to think clearly and commit. When you see your vision written out, it feels real. It's no longer just a dream, it's a plan. And don't stop at just writing it down, describe it in vivid detail. If your dream is to travel, don't just say, I want to see the world right. I want to visit Paris, stand under the Eiffel Tower, taste fresh croissants, and hear French all around me. When you make your vision vivid, it becomes alive in your mind. Now, let's take it a step further. Ask yourself this question, why do you want it? Why does this vision matter to you? Your why is what gives your vision power. It's the fuel that keeps you going when the road gets tough. For me, my why was my family. I didn't want my kids to grow up seeing their dad struggle to make ends meet. I wanted them to see what was possible when you work hard and dream big. That why drove me to get up early, stay up late, and do the work, even on the days I didn't feel like it. So think about your why. Maybe it's freedom to live life on your terms. Maybe it's legacy, the desire to create something that lasts beyond your lifetime. Whatever it is, make sure it's strong enough to pull you forward. There's another habit I want you to develop: visualization. Spend a few minutes every day visualizing your vision. Close your eyes and see it as if it's already real. Imagine yourself living that life, achieving that goal. Feel the emotions that come with it: the pride, the joy, the excitement. When I was striving to achieve my first big goals, I would sit quietly and picture myself living the life I wanted. I imagined standing on stage, speaking to audiences, inspiring people to change their lives. And let me tell you, that vision pulled me forward. It gave me energy, even on the hard days. But here's something I want to warn you about: avoid the trap of vagueness. If your goals are vague, your efforts will be scattered. Imagine trying to hit a target in the dark. It's almost impossible. The more specific your goals, the more focused your actions will be. And don't forget to set a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. If you want to achieve something, decide when you'll do it. When I was working to double my income, I told myself, by the end of the year, I'll achieve this. That deadline gave me urgency. It turned my vision into a challenge, something I could measure and track. Now, here's the beauty of clarity. When you're clear about what you want, you start to believe it's possible. Clarity builds confidence. It gives you direction and purpose. Think about it. When you know exactly what you want, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop second-guessing yourself. You become focused, intentional, and unstoppable. So, my friends, I want you to take the first step today. Sit down with a notebook and write out your vision. Be specific. Ask yourself, what do I want? Why do I want it? When will I achieve it? Remember, clarity is the foundation of success. Without it, you're building on sand. But with it, you're building on rock-solid ground. Start today. Get clear about your vision. Decide what you want, commit to it, and let that clarity lead you toward everything you've ever dreamed of. Thank you, and stay tuned, because in the next step, we'll talk about self-discipline and how to turn your vision into reality, one action at a time. Number 2, self-discipline. I'll be honest with you. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's one thing to dream big and set goals, but without self-discipline, those dreams stay just that, dreams. Discipline is the bridge between what you want and making it happen. So what is self-discipline? Simply put, it's doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about taking control of your habits, your time, and your energy. It's about saying, I'm in charge of my life, and I won't let distractions or excuses get in the way. You see, discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But just like a muscle, if you neglect it, it weakens. So how do you build the discipline muscle? Let's break it down. Start with small, consistent actions. Too often, people think discipline means overhauling their entire life overnight. They wake up one day and say, I'm going to change everything, but guess what? That's overwhelming. And when you're overwhelmed, you quit. Instead, start small. Commit to 1 or 2 small changes. Let's say your goal is to get in shape. Don't try to run a marathon on day 1. Start with a 10-minute walk. Do it every day without fail. Those small actions build momentum. When I first started working on my discipline, I committed to reading 10 pages of a good book every day. Just 10 pages. It didn't seem like much, but over time, those pages added up. Before I knew it, I'd read dozens of books, each one filling my mind with ideas and strategies that changed my life. Just control your environment. Let me tell you something: your environment shapes your behavior. If your surroundings are full of distractions, it's going to be hard to stay disciplined. So take a look around. Are your goals supported by your environment? If you're trying to focus on work, clear the clutter from your desk. If you want to eat healthier, remove the junk food from your pantry. Make it easier to make good choices and harder to make bad ones. When I was young, I had a mentor who told me, Jim, if you want to change your life, change what you feed your mind. So I turned off the television and started filling my evenings with books and tapes from people who were living the life I wanted. That one change transformed everything. Now, let's talk about habits. Habits are the foundation of discipline. Here's the key: build habits that serve your goals and eliminate habits that hold you back. Take a look at your daily routine. What are the habits that are moving you closer to your vision? Maybe it's exercising, journaling, or networking with like-minded people. Keep doing those. But also be honest about the habits that are slowing you down. Maybe it's spending too much time scrolling through social media. Maybe it's procrastinating on important tasks. Identify those habits and make a plan to replace them with something better. And remember, habits take time to build. Don't expect perfection overnight. The key is consistency. Even if you slip up, get back on track. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Here's another tip: learn to say no. Discipline often means saying no to things that don't align with your goals. That might mean saying no to late nights out so you can wake up early and work on your dream. It might mean saying no to opportunities that look good on the surface but don't align with your vision. Every time you say no to something that doesn't matter, you're saying yes to what does. Now let's talk about accountability. Discipline becomes easier when you're accountable to someone else. Find a mentor, a coach, or even a friend who can hold you to your commitments. Share your goals with them and ask them to check in with you regularly. I'll never forget the impact my first mentor had on me. He didn't let me make excuses. He pushed me to show up, do the work, and keep my promises to myself. Having someone like that in your corner can make all the difference. Reward yourself for your progress. Discipline doesn't mean you have to be hard on yourself all the time. In fact, it's important to celebrate your wins, no matter how small. When you hit a milestone, treat yourself. Maybe it's a nice dinner, a day off, or something you've been wanting for a while. Celebrating your progress keeps you motivated. It reminds you that the effort is worth it. Let me leave you with this thought: discipline is the price of success. But here's the good news: the rewards of discipline are far greater than the cost. When you live a disciplined life, you gain confidence, control, and freedom. So, my friends, don't shy away from discipline. Embrace it. Start small. Build good habits. Control your environment. Stay accountable. And most importantly, keep going, even when it's hard, because every step you take brings you closer to your vision. Thank you for listening. In the next step, we'll dive into something just as important: continuous learning. Because a growing mind creates a growing life. Number 3, continuous learning. This isn't just a nice to have, it's the key to unlocking your full potential and achieving everything you want in life. If you're serious about making progress, about building the life you've dreamed of, then you must commit to being a lifelong learner. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine life as a river, constantly flowing and changing. The world around us moves forward at an incredible pace. New technologies, new ideas, new opportunities are surfacing every single day. If you're not learning, if you're not growing, you're standing still in that river, and eventually it will leave you behind. But here's the beauty: when you embrace learning, you're not just keeping up with the flow, you're steering your own ship, charting your own course. Now, continuous learning isn't just about formal education. It's not just about getting a degree or sitting in a classroom. It's about expanding your mind, your skills, and your perspective in every way possible. This is how you stay sharp, adaptable, and ready to tackle whatever life throws at you. Take a moment to reflect on this. What was the last thing you learned? What's the last book you read? The last conversation that challenged your thinking? If you can't remember, it's time to make learning a priority. One of the most straightforward and impactful ways to learn is by reading. There's a saying that goes, readers are leaders, and it's absolutely true. Books are like keys. They unlock doors to new ideas, strategies, and ways of thinking. When you read, you're tapping into the wisdom of people who have walked the path before you. They're offering you the lessons they've learned, sometimes over a lifetime, in a few hundred pages. Start small. If you're not used to reading, commit to just 10 pages a day. Think about it: 10 pages a day adds up to 3,650 pages a year. That's about 10 to 15 books, depending on their length. Imagine how much you could learn in a year if you made this one habit part of your daily routine. But learning doesn't stop with books. In today's world, we have access to more information than ever before. Online courses, podcasts, webinars, and even YouTube videos are incredible resources. If you want to master a new skill, there's probably a step-by-step guide out there waiting for you. The tools are at your fingertips. What matters is whether you're using them. Here's the thing about continuous learning. It's not just about gathering knowledge, it's about applying it. Knowledge alone won't change your life. It's what you do with that knowledge that makes the difference. For example, if you're reading a book about financial management, don't just highlight the key points, start implementing those principles in your daily life. If you're taking a course on public speaking, practice in front of a mirror or a small group of friends. Action transforms learning into results. Another powerful avenue for learning is through experiences. Life itself is one of the greatest teachers, but only if you pay attention. Every success, every failure, every challenge holds a lesson. When something doesn't go as planned, don't just move on. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This mindset turns every setback into an opportunity for growth. Learning also comes from the people around you. Look at the relationships in your life. Are you surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you? Or are you spending time with those who hold you back? The company you keep plays a huge role in your growth. Seek out mentors, people who have achieved what you aspire to. Learn from their experiences, their insights, and their mistakes. Their guidance can save you years of trial and error. Let me tell you a personal story. When I was just starting out, I met a mentor who completely changed my life. He didn't just teach me about business, he taught me about life, about principles, about how to think. And here's what I learned sometimes. All it takes is one good mentor to completely change your trajectory. So find someone you respect, someone whose life reflects the kind of success you want, and learn from them. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked: staying humble. One of the biggest barriers to learning is thinking you already know it all. Let me tell you, the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. Stay curious. Be open to new ideas, even if they challenge your current beliefs. Ask questions. Seek feedback. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Never forget that. Continuous learning also requires discipline. It's easy to say, I'll read that book tomorrow, or I'll sign up for that course next week. But tomorrow often turns into next week, next month, and then never. Don't let that happen. Make learning a daily habit. Set aside time each day, even if it's just 20 or 30 minutes. Consistency beats intensity every time. In the process of learning, don't shy away from failure. In fact, embrace it. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the journey to success. When you fail, you're learning what doesn't work, which brings you closer to finding what does. Some of the most successful people in the world failed more times than they can count before they finally achieved their goals. The difference is, they didn't stop. They kept learning, kept trying, and kept moving forward. Finally, remember that learning is not just about achieving your goals, it's about becoming the person who is capable of achieving them. It's about growth, about becoming wiser, more skilled, and more resilient. When you commit to learning, you're not just adding knowledge to your mind, you're transforming your character. So here's my challenge to you: start today. Pick one thing you've always wanted to learn or improve on. It could be a skill, a habit, or even a new way of thinking. Take the first step. Pick up a book, enroll in a course, or have a meaningful conversation with someone who inspires you. Because when you commit to continuous learning, you're not just keeping up with the world, you're setting yourself apart. You're becoming the kind of person who can achieve anything they set their mind to. And that, my friends, is the essence of growth. The journey doesn't end here. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing yourself to be better every single day. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Number 4, building relationships. Building relationships. This isn't just about knowing people, it's about forging meaningful connections that uplift, inspire, and propel you forward. Relationships are the bridges that connect you to opportunities, wisdom, and support. If you want to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of, you can't do it alone. You need others, and they need you. At its core, building relationships is about genuine connection. People can sense when you're authentic, and they can tell when you're not. That's why the foundation of every great relationship is trust. Think about the relationships in your life that matter most. What makes them special? It's not the number of times you text or the favors you exchange. It's the trust, the understanding, the feeling that someone truly has your back. So how do you build trust? It starts with showing up as your best self. Be reliable. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Be honest, even when it's uncomfortable. People value honesty more than they value hearing what they want to hear. And most importantly, be consistent. Trust isn't built overnight, it's built over time through actions that align with your words. Now, let's talk about one of the most overlooked aspects of building relationships: listening. Most people listen to reply, not to understand. But the key to forming deep connections is being fully present, when someone is speaking. Put down your phone. Look them in the eye. Hear not just their words, but the emotions behind them. When people feel heard, they feel valued. And when they feel valued, they'll want to be around you. Listening isn't just about hearing others, it's about learning from them. Every person you meet has something to teach you. Maybe it's a new perspective, a piece of advice, or even a cautionary tale. Approach every conversation with curiosity. Ask questions. Show genuine interest in the other person's story, goals, and struggles. This simple shift in mindset can transform your interactions and make people gravitate towards you. Building relationships also requires a mindset of giving. Too often, people approach relationships with a "what can I get out of this" mentality. But the most successful relationships are built on mutual benefit. Ask yourself, how can I add value to this person's life? Maybe it's sharing a resource, offering encouragement, or simply being there when they need support. When you give without expecting anything in return, you build goodwill. And over time, that goodwill will come back to you tenfold. Networking is a term that often gets a bad reputation because it's misunderstood. True networking isn't about handing out business cards or making small talk at events. It's about building genuine, meaningful connections with people who share your values and aspirations. It's about surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge you to grow and inspire you to dream bigger. Start by identifying the kinds of people you want in your circle. Are they driven? Positive? Knowledgeable? Seek out communities where these individuals gather. Maybe it's a professional group, a local club, or even an online community. The key is to put yourself in environments where relationships can naturally flourish. And don't forget about mentors. Finding the right mentor can accelerate your growth like nothing else. A mentor is someone who has walked the path you're on and can offer guidance, wisdom, and perspective. But here's the thing about mentorship, it's a two-way street. If you want someone to invest in you, you must show that you're worth investing in. Be proactive, seek their advice, but also take action on it. Show that you're serious about your growth. Building relationships isn't just about connecting with those who are ahead of you, it's about lifting others as well. Look around you. Who can you support, encourage, or mentor? When you invest in others, you create a ripple effect. Your impact doesn't just stay with that one person, it spreads to everyone they influence. And in the process, you build a reputation as someone who cares, someone who gives, someone who makes a difference. But let's be real, relationships aren't always smooth sailing. There will be misunderstandings, disagreements, and even conflicts. The key is not to avoid these challenges, but to navigate them with grace. When a conflict arises, address it directly and respectfully. Avoid blaming or attacking. Instead, focus on finding a solution that benefits both parties. Remember, it's not about winning the argument, it's about preserving the relationship. Forgiveness is another crucial element. People make mistakes, and so will you. Holding on to resentment only poisons the relationship and holds you back. Learn to let go, to forgive, and to move forward. This doesn't mean ignoring harmful behavior, it means choosing peace over bitterness. One of the most beautiful things about building relationships is the joy and fulfillment they bring. Achieving your goals is incredible. But it's even better when you have people to share the journey with. The celebrations are sweeter, the challenges are easier to bear, and the memories are richer when you're surrounded by those who care about you. So here's my challenge to you. Take a good, hard look at the relationships in your life. Which ones are thriving? Which ones need attention? And which ones might be holding you back? Make a commitment today to nurture the connections that matter and to build new ones that align with your values and goals. Start small. Reach out to someone you admire and invite them for coffee. Send a message of encouragement to a friend who's struggling. Join a group or community that excites you. Every little effort adds up. Building relationships isn't just about achieving your goals, it's about becoming the kind of person who lifts others up and brings out the best in them. It's about creating a life that's not just successful, but meaningful and connected. When you invest in relationships, you're investing in your future. And that, my friends, is one of the greatest investments you'll ever make. Number 5, taking action daily. Taking action every day is the key to turning dreams into reality. You can have all the knowledge, all the passion, and all the plans in the world, but without action, none of it matters. If you want to achieve everything you desire in life, you need to move from thinking to doing. You need to make the commitment to take consistent action every single day, no matter how small, and keep moving forward towards your goals. Action is what bridges the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. It's easy to get caught up in the planning phase, the dream phase, and the hope phase. But dreams and hopes alone don't bring results. Action is what creates results. And it's not just about taking action once in a while when you feel motivated. It's about making it a part of your daily routine. The first step to taking consistent action is to be clear on what your goals are. I've already talked about the importance of clarity, and now it's time to take that clarity and put it into motion. Break your larger goals down into smaller, manageable tasks. The idea of achieving something huge can be overwhelming, but when you break it down into bite-sized pieces, it becomes more doable. And that's where you start. Taking action every day doesn't have to be about making giant leaps. In fact, it's the small steps taken consistently that will get you closer to your goals. When you take action every day, even if it's just one small task, you're moving closer to what you want. It's the compound effect at work. Just like money grows when you invest it consistently, your goals grow when you invest your time and effort into them consistently. You need to make action a habit. Habits are powerful because they allow you to act without needing to rely on motivation every single time. When you make taking action part of your daily routine, it becomes second nature. You don't have to wait for the right mood or the right circumstances to take the next step. You just do it. And over time, the more action you take, the more momentum you build, and the closer you get to your dreams. But here's the catch: taking action isn't always easy. There will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you're tired, frustrated, or uncertain about whether it's worth it. But this is where discipline comes in. It's easy to take action when you're feeling good and motivated. But the true test of success comes when you push yourself to take action even when you don't feel like it. It's in those moments that you're building the discipline you need to succeed. One of the biggest obstacles to taking action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making mistakes. And while fear is natural, it's also something that can hold you back if you let it. The truth is, fear is often just a sign that you're about to step out of your comfort zone and into growth. So instead of letting fear stop you, let it motivate you. Take action in spite of the fear. Every time you do this, you build confidence, and confidence will propel you to take even more action. Remember, success isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's the result of taking consistent, purposeful action, day in and day out. You don't need to know exactly how you're going to get there, and you don't need to have it all figured out. What you need is the willingness to take the next step, even if it's uncertain, and trust that each step will bring you closer to where you want to be. If you want to be successful, you can't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. You need to create the moment. You need to make the decision to act, no matter the circumstances. Success isn't about waiting for things to fall into place. It's about making things fall into place through your actions. When you take action, doors start to open, opportunities present themselves, and you start to see progress. One powerful way to make taking action a priority is by setting daily goals. When you wake up each day, ask yourself, what am I going to do today that will bring me closer to my goals? Even if it's just one small task, do it. And when you accomplish it, celebrate that victory. Don't wait until everything is perfect to give yourself credit. Every small win counts, and it adds up over time. Accountability is another powerful tool to help you stay on track. Share your goals with someone you trust and check in regularly to report on your progress. Having someone who can encourage you and hold you accountable will keep you motivated and focused on taking action, especially on the days when you don't feel like it. It's amazing how much more likely you are to follow through when someone else is involved. But remember, taking action is not just about completing tasks for the sake of being busy. It's about taking deliberate action that is aligned with your bigger vision. Make sure that the actions you take every day are moving you closer to your end goal. It's easy to get distracted by the little things that don't matter in the long run, but every action you take should be purposeful and intentional. The key is persistence. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't come from one big breakthrough. It comes from taking consistent, deliberate action day after day, even when it feels like you're not making progress. In the moments when it feels like nothing is happening, remember that every action is laying the foundation for the success that's coming. Keep moving forward. Keep taking action. As you take action every day, you'll start to notice something incredible. Your confidence will grow. The more action you take, the more proof you'll have that you can make things happen. You'll stop doubting yourself and start believing in your ability to create the life you want. The more you act, the more you'll see that you're capable of achieving everything you set your mind to. Taking action daily isn't just about achieving success, it's about becoming the person who can achieve success. It's about building the habits, the mindset, and the character traits that will serve you throughout your entire life. Every action you take is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. So here's the takeaway if you want to achieve everything you want in life. Commit to taking action every single day. It doesn't matter how big or small the action is, as long as it moves you closer to your goal. Get started today. Take the first step and keep going. The more you act, the closer you get to achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. Your success is in your hands, and it starts with one simple decision to take action.